He said the first rain and the latter rain. What's the first rain? What's the first rain? There's another scripture, wait a minute, there's another scripture that this applies to the nations. Zechariah 14. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Somebody go to Zechariah 14, start the 14th verse. No, Zechariah 14 and 12 and read down. Zechariah 14 and 12 and read down. You got it? Yeah. Read it, read it.
This is Zechariah 14 and verse 12. It says, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
What's that talking about?
Eyes to be under destruction.
Eyes to be under destruction. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that a great tumult from the Lord shall be among them, and they shall lay hold every one on the hand of his neighbor, and his hand shall
be war. That's First Thessalonians 15, 16. That's what it's talking about. Come on.
And his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor, and Judah also shall fight at Jerusalem, and the wealth of all the heathen round about shall be gathered together, gold and silver and apparel in great abundance. And so shall be the plague of the horse, of the mule, of the camel, and of the ass, and of all the beasts that shall be in these tents as this plague. And it shall come to pass that every one that is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem shall even go up from year to year to worship the King, the Lord Yahawah of hosts.
We're going to all become priests. They're going to be no Levitical priesthood. All Israelite men are going to be priests. For what reason? The Lord's in us already. Perfect. We're going to be perfect. Perfect beings. Celestials, terrestrial. So we're going to teach the other nations the Sabbath, the different high holy days and so forth. So read on, keep reading.
It says, the Lord of hosts, and to keep the feast of tabernacles, and it shall be that whoso...
All the other nations going to keep high holy days.
Oh, yeah.
You got that right. You're going to keep the Sabbath, the tabernacles, all the high holy days. Come on.
And it shall be that whoso will not come up of all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem.
Now right there, through Abraham and all the families of the earth, blessed off by Israel. The families of the earth right here is talking about the other nations. Come on.
It says, and it shall be that whoso will not come up of all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord Yahawah of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain. And if the family of Egypt go not up and come not, that have no rain, there shall be the plague, wherewith the Lord will smite the heathen that come not up to keep the feast of tabernacles.
Okay, that's all I wanted. So that rain is going into what? Former rain and latter rain, because they're going to learn about the former rain and latter rain. So what is the latter rain? Don't give me a scripture, just tell me where it is. The latter rain is what?
Second covenant?
No.
Just
good guess. All right, don't feel bad. It was educated guess.
There's two harvests in the year, right?
Say it again, say it loud.
Yeah, there's two harvests in the rain.
Speak loud.
There's two harvests.
Speak like you got it.
There's two harvests in the year. One is spring, if I'm not mistaken. All right. One is spring, and then one in October, I think. One is.
So what you said? There's two. What? There's two rains, right? Right. Forming and latter. Give me another group of words for the former rain. What is the former rain? What is the former rain? When he said the former and the latter. What is the former rain? He just said it.
So first harvest.
The first harvest. So what is the first? What is the first harvest? Give me another word. Would it be spring?
Be
Give me a holiday for
first fruits.
First
The Passover. Feast of first fruits.
No.
It's a feast of first fruits. I'm sorry. Feast of first fruits. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What is it?
Oh man. What is the Feast of First Fruits all about? After the Passover, the springtime is coming in, so you can plant. You can plant and get crops 2 times a year. First rain and latter rain. That's why in the kingdom, the nations are going to be digging holes, plowing and sowing and so forth, right? And then after about a little bit less than about 2 months, you're going to get the increase. So when it says the form and the latter rain, it's talking about after the Passover, you plant the seed, you get the you plow, you plow, and then you reap the harvest. That's what it's talking about, okay? So at the end of the year, why do we get another one? Because it's the end of the summertime. Summer's too hot. At the end of the summer, in summer, you plow again, you reap, and then you reap around this time, about another month from now. So there was really two Feast of Weeks. But they go into detail in the first one, Leviticus 23. So a lot more of y'all should have knew that. You gotta know everything, man. Esau, man, he throw curve balls at you and all that. You gotta know everything, man. All these different terms.
Can I read this?
Go ahead.
I'll read it in the easy English version. It breaks it down. This is Deuteronomy 11 and 14 in the easy English. If you do that, he will send rain on your country at the right time, in the autumn and in the spring.
So y'all know it now, right? Yeah. So now, who wants to stand up and go through Revelation chapter 6? By a show of hands. Who wants to take the
last time was this side, it should be this side.
Who wants to do Revelation chapter 6? Come on, let's go.
I did it last time.
Revelation, who's your reader? Revelation chapter 6.
I'll read for you.
Well, there ain't nobody put up their hand, bro. This is bullshit, bro.
Give me somebody else.
Apostle Tar, if we had a pretty woman, say, who wants to bang this pretty woman right here?
I'll go. Brothers ain't raised their hand, I'm out there.
Okay. Who wants to bang this pretty woman? Let's not put their hand up.
And let me say this to y'all. You wallflowers, man. I saw Apostle Gabar's face last week. He hardly ever gets mad. He got mad. He said, you guys are like wallflowers, man. How many of you brothers are doing videos on the regular? Good. Keep doing videos on the regular. And you camp leaders, you got to watch over the men that are under you to see that they're being consistent with this. I'm consistent. Apostle Gabar's consistent. Apostle Rambob, he was sick as hell, man. And he was still doing videos, man.
He was.
You know? So there's no excuse. So come on, who got it? Go ahead. Let's do it.
Start it. This is Revelation. This is Revelation 6, verse 1. And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seal, and that's a capital L, right? Come. That represents Yahawashi. Go ahead. And I heard, as it were a noise of thunder, one of the 4 beasts saying, come and see. And I saw, and I beheld. Beast represents the angels. Those are the angels, guys. And I saw and behold a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him. Now that's Yahawashi. Yahawashi is going to be coming in the fathership. Go back and see when it says white in that white horse. Revelation 6 and 2. And I saw and behold a white horse. Now white represents righteousness, purity. Horse represents power. See Yahawashi, the word he calls Jesus Christ, he's coming back on the fathership, man. All right? And he's come back, read it. And he said, hold that, back up that point.
Now this is Revelation. It's Revelation 1 and 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him.
Yeah, when you go into that word cloud, you got something? Okay, when you go into that word cloud, it goes back in the cloud of the Exodus. That was the one that led the people out of the out of Egypt, man. Which was, it says, a cloud by day and a pillar of light by night. No, a pillar of light. Cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. Right, a cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. All right, so that's the same cloud. So what's that talking about? It's talking about actual. It's a ship.
It's a spaceship.
It's a spaceship.
UFOs are all in the Bible. Esau's having those meetings, Senate meetings. They know that it's the angels because they watch us. But they're afraid to confront us. You know? Come on.
I got something real quick. This is Isaiah 47:3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance. I will not meet thee as a man.
Khan, the Lord said he's going to take vengeance and I can beat thee as a man. And how has Esau's been exposed? Because what's happening, the prophets are coming out, man. You got whistleblowers that's bringing about the destruction of this place of America, which is Babylon. Now, we can prove how this place is being exposed through the prophets. You can now Google, right, virgin daughter of Babylon, they'll say America, man. How that happened? Through the prophets. And what? And it says he's not going to beat there as a man, because why? Yahawashi is coming back like what? An angelic, powerful force, man. All right? Yahawashi is coming back. He's not coming back as just as that lamb before, man. He's coming back what? What? As the power of the son of the right hand sitting in that power seat, man. All right? With great power and glory.
Can I start one?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
In Isaiah 47:1, it says, "Come down, sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of
And what
Babylon."
does dust mean? Dust means confusion. That's what's going on right now, man. That's why the place. That's why another word for this place or a name for this place is the city of confusion. All right, because this place, America, is being destroyed from the inside out, from Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, via the way the word through the what it says. When you go to 2 Thessalonians or 1 Thessalonians, it says the spirit of his mouth. And then the brightness of his coming, the spirit of his mouth is talking about that the devil shall be consumed by the spirit of his mouth, talking about the prophets. We're consuming this place, man, and exposing it. Because why? The elites, which is, you know, the left-hand side, their power is in darkness, man, and we're exposing that darkness. Go ahead, brother.
Why do you say we're the prophets?
Because
That's a bold statement, brother. Why do you say that we're the prophets?
when you go to Revelation 19:10, the spirit of Yahawashi is the spirit of prophecy. We're the only camp that's prophesying, Apostle. We're the only camp that's prophesying.
All the camps that do what we do. Not even the great IUIC. Oh, some bird shit.
Yeah, that's shit.
Oh, them over there been fucking with us. Yeah, all day, man. They've been messing the fuck out of here, man.
I got something real quick.
That's the IUIC nanobots.
This proverb 27:12. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished.
And who the prudent men are talking about the prophets and the elect. All right, that's actually have faith in Yahawah, bahasham, His word, and see it coming, because you got to have vision. Another word for prophets is seers, visionaries. So we see these things, man, and we're warning the people, which is the so-called aspects of Americans, of what's to come. Either you hear or forbear.
If you look at that word wise, the word wise is from the Latin word vide, and it means to see. And you go to 2 Peter 3:15, it tells you that the Holy Scriptures is what make us wise.
Yep.
So that make us prudent, so therefore we foresee the evil.
Yeah, this message all day.
I mean, there's many others, but that's the one.
You was finished?
No, there's more on it.
Okay. And then, beside it.
It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne.
Yeah,
O daughter of the Chaldeans."
Yeah, there's no throne, meaning what? That you're losing your seat, because right now you got something called BRICS: Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. What they're doing is they're bringing all these other countries to come on their side to form what? A new.
There's 40. I did an article. I couldn't even do a video on it because there's so much shit going on, right? Do you know how many nations want to apply with the BRICS now? They got to put in an application.
40 or 20?
40 nations. At the end of the day, it's going to be 140.
Yeah.
Trust me. How many official nations are there on the planet? Not even 200. 198 official nations that are all members of the UN, except for two. That's Palestine and what's the other one? The Vatican City. Vatican City is considered a nation state.
Now, during the meeting in the BRICS nations in Johannesburg, August 23rd, 6 countries is going to take part and become a part of the BRICS nations starting January 1st, 2024. And that's Iran, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Argentina,
Emirates.
the United Arab Emirates. It's 6 of them, and I'm missing one more. It's Ethiopia. It's Saudi Arabia. It's Argentina. It's Iran. United Arab Emirates, and there's one more nation I'm forgetting that, but Egypt, Egypt, con. And all these nations are all producing nations, and they're saying that these nations that join BRICS with Saudi Arabia, they're going to be the major 80% of the world's oil is going to come from the BRICS, and 40% as of now before they join. 40% of the population is a part of the BRICS nations, you know? 46. So their currency is going to reign supreme. And what's happening now, the hegemony of American...
What's another name for Iran? What's the proper name
Persia.
for Iran?
Persia.
Who's going to be a god? Who's going to be a god unto the Russia? Rick Nate, as your god. That's like a counter of the NATO. NATO nations mean what? If Russia attacks Poland, all the NATO nations got to get involved. So now, if Iran, Persia is part of the BRICS nation, if America attacks Persia, all the other China, Russia, all the other nations got to get it. So it's a counter to the NATO nations, man. So Esau is through. He's done, man.
What they're saying is they're going to help them. They're going to help Africa economically and militarily. That's what Russia's saying. And Russia forgave trillions of dollars in debt from the from so-called African nations, and now we see, you know, certain things from France. They doing it Guyana and Nigeria. They you know, that's creating an uproar, man. Making them sign a contract. This brother brought it out yesterday in the video. Sign a contract that even though. What is it again, brother? What is it again?
It's the pact to continue colonization. This is what France is doing to different African nations. That's why we said in the video, whether they call themselves American, German, French, Spanish, you know what I'm saying? Whatever they call them, they all still the damn devil. Yeah. They all operate on the same frequency, which is to kill and destroy, rape, rob, and plunder. Thief coming not.
America, because they had to deal with the Ukraine-Russian war. The Germans, they agreed, and other NATO nations not to buy oil from Russia, but it's hurting them. They got to pay a full price now. So they're saying, fuck it, we getting Germany at least, and the rest of them is going to follow. They're saying, fuck it, we got to get oil at a cheaper price. So we got to deal with Russia. So guess what? Even the NATO's not down with NATO, because ultimately what's going to happen? What is NATO going to do? Revelation, thank you. What does Revelation 17 say? All the NATO nations are going to shoot missiles on America.
That is symbol of great nation.
Jeremiah
50 and 9.
That's Obadiah as well. The men that were confederate with thee are going even to the water.
There you go. Let's go. Let's go back to the...
Okay.
Remember, y'all got to hit the points and keep moving.
Back in Revelation 6, verse 2. And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow.
Yeah, and that's Yahawashi. He's coming back to destroy, man. You go back to Revelation 1 and 7. Okay? Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Revelation 19, verse 11. It says, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And in righteousness he doth judge and make war.
Yeah, so that's that man that they're talking about in Revelation the 6th chapter with that boat. Okay? Yahawashi. All right, because he's come back to make war with the nations, man, and put them in what? Into captivity. Go ahead, brother.
It says, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer.
Yeah, because Yahawashi is coming to put all these heathen nations, first and foremost, starting with Esau, into captivity and slavery. Go ahead, brother. And the crown represents rulership.
Verse 3.
That was given to him in Revelation the 5th chapter when he sat right next to the Heavenly Father.
Verse 3. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, come and see. And there went out another horse that was red, and the power was given to him.
And who does that represent? The devil, Esau, Edom. When you go to Job 9:24, it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So that red horse represents the Edomites, Esau, Edom.
Hey, remember them visions were sealed, but the understanding is given to us, the servants of prophets. They're sealed to the rest of the people. They don't understand that stuff.
Yep, go ahead, brother.
It says, and the power was given to him.
Yep.
That sat therein.
Yeah, because he was given the fatness of the earth. Power was given to Esau for a certain amount of time. All right, to what? To destroy the earth so he can fulfill his part in prophecy. Go ahead, brother.
It says, and the power was given to him that sat therein to take peace from the earth.
And that's what's happening. As Esau's ruling right now, he's taking peace from the earth. But it's gonna start to like, the pressure's gonna start being more. That pot is gonna start, the heat's gonna get turned up because why? They got a short time. Go ahead, brother.
And that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword.
Yeah, that great sword. That's the technology. That's this nuclear missiles. That's that. They have the technology to, you know, Esau got lasers, dude. His guns, his his weapons. You know, that's that great sword he has, man. His laser technology.
Look at the word sword in Hebrew, karab. You look at the definition. One of the definitions, a sword is used to cut stone. Swords don't cut stone; they break stone. What can cut stone? Laser. That's a sword. Another sword. That's their weaponry. You know.
The Hawaii fight, stuff like that, do. I forgot what do stand for. I keep forgetting it, but
Direct energy weapon.
what's it? Oh, direct energy weapon, which like Apostle said, that's his sword.
Y'all know about Mountain Dew?
Yeah.
Mountain Dew. There's another one. If you go to Google, put Mountain Dew. There's another one. I forget the name of it, but it's a blackout.
Pitch black.
Pitch black.
Yeah.
They're prophesying a blackout, a major blackout in the country. So this one, the Mountain Dew, where it says Mountain Dew. The Dew is DW. What is it? DEW. Direct energy weapon, which is a laser. And what is it called? Mountain Dew Maui Blast. Did not Maui get blasted? Look it up. Somebody look it up. I saw that. If you look it up, you'll see it. There's a one with UFOs and AI.
Right.
They got to put it up somewhere.
They got to give it to you.
They got to
give it to the elite. The insiders, man. Yep.
Verse 5. And when he had
when the president came over there, what did they do? Hey, it's the president. Fuck you, motherfucker. And a lot of people are saying that was Hawaiian people are saying that was an inside thing.
job.
What they were doing, they were trying to buy him out because a couple of people said this, that was going to be one of the first major 15-minute, 20-minute cities.
Smart cities.
Smart city, 15-minute cities.
Yeah.
Yep, smart city, which is everything is, what is it? G5, G6. Right? What was I going to say? So they were buying people out. They said, we want your land. Nah, we ain't selling. So you ain't selling? We're going to take this shit. And the people that got messed up the most were the kids. Because a lot of their parents was at work, so they died by themselves, man. That's it. And people are saying, nah, there's something wrong, there's something going, something wrong about that. So they're firing certain people, but everybody thinks like a conspiracy theorist. Everybody got that conspiracy mind.
Yeah.
Anything I see, the first thing comes to mind, what's really going on?
What's really good.
So we're not nuts. A conspiracy theorist is generally a nut. That's what Nate said. But now Nate is talking about conspiracy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they
Speak loud.
we have a thing where they show that the color blue wasn't getting burnt. With the whole thing.
Exactly. The color blue, I think if it was color blue, it didn't get hit.
Yeah, so all the umbrellas, the blue cars.
Right. Anything that was blue, the laser didn't hit.
Right.
Yep.
Celebrity, yeah.
That's
Oh yeah,
it.
the celebrities'
That's
homes
it.
was
That's it.
painted blue.
That's it. Come on, let's go.
Back in Revelation 6, verse 5.
Yep.
And when he had opened the third seal, I had heard the third beast say, come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse. And he that sat on him had a pair of balance in his hand.
And that's death. All right?
That was the next one.
Oh, that's the famine.
That's coming to the family, yes.
Okay, read it again. Slack it.
We're
Coming into. Okay, read that again. Slack it.
Like we go into a balance. Balance is always symbolize judgment.
Right.
So like you get the word iniquity. The word iniquity is comprised of the word equal. So iniquity means not balanced. When something's unbalanced, meaning it's unrighteous, unjudged.
False
So
balance is abomination.
Abomination to the Most High.
I got a quick piece of
Money system that Esau has.
This is
Money system is not balanced at all.
Hell no.
It's not created out. It's created out of anything. It's not created out of anything.
Well,
It's
you
just
said a
created.
whopper.
Now this second Esdras,
I'm going deeper.
this second Esdras 3 and 34. Weigh thou therefore our wickedness now in the balance, represent judgment. And it says, and there also that dwell the world, and so shall thy name nowhere be found but in Israel.
There you go. Yep. So it's talking about the Lord is waiting. That balance represents judgment. Read it again because I was kind of speeding. My bad.
Back in Revelation 6 verse 5. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he sat on him had a pair. And he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. Balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat.
Now that again, that balance is going back into judgment. All right. The black horse represents what? That represents famine, death that's coming into this place, man. All right. Go ahead, brother.
On the black horse, you said it goes into judgment and also goes into captivity. All right, because we go to the blue letter, and that word there for balances is zigos, and it says here from the root it says to join, especially by yoke. Now from there, I want to go to Deuteronomy 28 and 48. It says, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord, the Most High, shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. So it goes into the judgment, but it's also twofold. It goes into slavery.
And what's that slavery? We got something called FEMA camps, concentration camps. Yahawashi, our Lord, talked about that. Some of us might be put into concentration camps. All right? So this is great judgment.
Back the mass mandates.
The mass mandates.
You notice they're doing it right before school. So and most people are going to defy it because they know it's bullshit. Everybody had family members that died, and somehow they took it, and they told you to take it. You didn't want to take it. You wasn't sure. They wound up dying. So they're going to give them a lot of pushback. You know.
Back in Revelation 6 and 6. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny.
So what's that talking about? It's talking about hyperinflation. There's going to be a major famine coming here in America. The penny represents the day's pay, and then the wheat.
Pence.
Yeah.
In other words, the Roman. What is a police officer, decorated police officer that's been on the force for 10 years? He makes good money. I don't know how much he makes. I'm saying what he makes per day. A pence was equivalent to a Roman soldier. Roman Edomite, he got paid good. He lived good. He took care of the family. It's a day's wages. So to get that little amount of wheat, barley, or whatever, it's going to cost you a day's wages to pay for it, meaning hyperinflation. And people, even economic professors in college, they don't understand inflation and hyperinflation. They don't understand it. That's why they're not fighting against it, because nobody understands it. College professors don't really understand. Few of them do, but the majority of them don't even understand it, man.
Now, when you look into it, it takes you to the word denarius, which the word denarius taking it back to the word deca, which means 10. So right. So 1 denarius was equivalent to 10 asses. So when it says a measure for wheat for a penny, meaning it's going to lose its power, buying power. So with that 1 denarius now, you only could be able to buy, grain, which before you was able to buy, it was equivalent to 10 asses. So that's like other parts you're saying, that's going into super hyperinflation.
I got to clear the NLT. This is Revelation 6 and verse 6. And it reads, and I heard a voice from among the 4 living beings saying, a loaf of wheat bread or 3 loaves of barley will cost a day's pay.
What was it, NLT?
Yeah,
NLT, brother, bring it to the next level, man.
Bring it to life more clear.
Oh, hell yeah. Hold on, man.
No, I want to expound because the word measure, I believe, is but it's a coinex, and that would be like a dry quart. So if you take a quart and put wheat in it, which like you just read, it would actually make a loaf of bread. That's it. So it will make a loaf of bread. That's it. Quarter.
That's hyperinflation. That's hyperinflation.
It happened once during the Weimar Republic. You see that?
Zimbabwe,
Venezuela.
Venezuela, Argentina, back in the 90s. They all experienced it. Nobody studies that history.
Right.
It's funny, we're talking about this, and these little lantern flies keep flying all around. Now, when you Google them and look into them, what they do, they're a sign of famine because they come in herds and they eat all the vegetation that's going around
New
you.
York City saying if you see them, kill them.
Kill them, yeah.
Yep, because they're doing damage to the. That's it.
When they get on you, you snap them away. They fall on the floor, you try to kill them, they fly away quick.
The Lord's showing you there's a famine coming. This is a sign of it.
That's one of the plagues of Egypt.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And they came from China. That's what they say, they came from China.
Come on, let's go.
Back in Revelation 6, continuing, it says, and seeds thou hurt not the oil and the vine.
And what's that
wine?
What does the oil and wine represent? It represents this truth. So it says, hurt not the oil and the wine. If you brothers want, we just be moving fast.
The truth is still going to be coming out.
Yep.
That's right. Still going to be teaching. That's what that represents.
And the oil, when I think about the oil, I think about the 10 virgins. 5 are wise and 5 are unwise. What? The 5 wise had the oil.
The ones that didn't, they're going to go crazy trying to figure this out. Hey, when the mark comes out, when they actually set up the stations, the people, they've been watching, they've been sneaking watching GMS videos. They saying, Nate is saying one thing, GMS is saying something else, and they've been saying that they're going to set up chipping stations. So I don't know what to do. So they're going to ask Nate, and Nate either going to tell them the truth or tell them the lie. If he tells them the truth, he's going to say, yes, that's the mark of the beast. So they're going to say, well, that means GMS was right. And then he's going to have to say, yes, GMS is right. So what do you think they're going to do? Boom! They will come right to us. They might fuck him up. Or he can keep lying, because we believe he's sold out, man. Go ahead.
Real quickly, when we had the lockdown in 2020, we had a bunch of people watching our videos. It skyrocketed. So in times of trouble, that's when, okay, let's go to Great Millstone. But when things calm down, but when it happens again.
Good observation.
Good observation.
Thanks. Great. Yep. Hey, LeBlanc, you can tell them that story about the website that you had in Connecticut, remember?
Oh, yeah.
You didn't get too many people following y'all, but on the day of 9/11, there was thousands of people that went, what do you call it? What do you call it when the site is knocked down?
Crash.
The site crashed.
We had a counter and it said over 1,000.
Over 1,000.
Wow. Yeah.
Back in Revelation 6.
I got a quick precept that says, hurt not the oil or the wine. This is Matthew 24 and 35.
Step on that, guys.
This will kill.
Matthew 24
That's it.
and 35. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away.
Yeah, heaven and earth shall pass away, but the Lord's word is not going to pass away. Why? Because it's impossible for the Lord's words to pass away. Everything has to be fulfilled, man. And everything will be fulfilled.
That's the oil and wine being preserved.
And that's the oil and wine being preserved. So what is that?
Yahawashi, the miracle he did at Canada.
Oh, yeah.
Remember what the governor of the feast said?
Oh, yeah.
They always bring out the best wine. But you said the best wine to last. Then that represents the truth, the knowledge, which we got. Came out at the last, right? So we got to be them dudes, man. We the dudes, man. Come on now.
And that proves that that the Lord's gonna preserve the prophets, because the prophets are the ones that have the oil and the wine.
Oh, the Apostle Paul said it.
Some of us be put to death by guillotine.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Some of us are going to be, I might get put to death. So in my mind, I got to think, they're going to put my head on the thing, and how am I going to react to it? Right?
Yeah.
Has anybody ever watched this movie called Ghost Dog? Nobody. That's a bad movie. That's a bad movie. What do you think I'm gonna say about that movie?
I don't.
He was reading out of that book, the samurai book, and there's a part in the book where it says you gotta imagine yourself dying in different ways.
When you're at your rest.
When you're at your rest, you gotta imagine yourself being burned in fire. You gotta imagine yourself being thrown off a mountain. You gotta imagine yourself being drowned. You gotta imagine yourself getting your head chopped off. So when it comes, you're ready for it. You're a soldier.
Oh, you know? Bruce Lee said the same thing. Remember Longstreet, the episode? He said you're thinking of. He said to James Franciscus, he said you got to be ready to die if you have to.
That's true.
He said if you liberate yourself from the fear of death, you're truly free.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Nothing can hold you back. You're straight.
And I remember that as a kid.
Longstreet.
Longstreet. I remember that, man. And they had a little part. I used to watch the whole thing just to watch Bruce Lee at the end.
Yeah.
And guess who got me into the martial arts and Bruce Lee? My mother. She used to say, Bruce Lee. I said, who the fuck? That's a Chinese man. A Chinese man. Who the fuck is that guy? He kicks. That's a faggot. That's faggot shit. But then I got in. That's what made me get into martial arts. So anyway, let's.
Ezekiel 9:4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
What's that word mark mean? That word mark is Yahawah when you go into the word, and it means to be exempt from judgment. And that's what we're looking to be done to us when the Lord, released them seals or winds from the angels. We're looking to be exempt from judgment. So that word is Yahawah, mark. It's not the same thing as in Revelation 13, the 16th chapter all the way down. That's karagma, which is G5480. And this one is talking about Yahawah in the Hebrew. So exemption from judgment.
Also want to point out, it said in the midst of Jerusalem. Jerusalem is who? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Now the elected is going to have that mark, right? The 1/3, but then 2/3 be put to death. That was the point.
Yep. Go back.
Back in Revelation 6, verse 7. And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, come and see. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death.
Yep, death. That's the death angels coming, man. A lot of death is coming because why? Because before, the prison before was what? A famine coming, hyperinflation. It's gonna be just like Masada. It's gonna be just like 70 AD. But times 1,000. Because America, you see, what Big Brother did, he put a crutch on people. What's the crutch? Nobody knows how to farm. Nobody knows how to grow things. Everybody relies on Big Brother.
Yeah, totally. Read a book called on the government.
Yep. Read a book called 1984 by I forgot the author's name. George Orwell. Yep. And
his real name is Eric Blair.
Eric Blair. Okay.
Yeah, there's a guy by the name of George Gordon. We did a video on him. We used to watch him way back in the 90s. He did a podcast called The Wild Pigs of Okefenokee. And he went, Apostle Rana, how many of you saw that video? He went into it. The Wild Pigs of the story of how Esau trapped, Mexican pigs. Yeah, how he trapped the pigs which could not be trapped because they were wild.
They was giving them the feed.
Right.
So to attract them to come in.
Right. Right.
And then to let them out, but let them come back in, and then at the end they trapped them all in.
And towards the end, George Gordon, he tied it all in, how the government have trapped the people. Get them to rely on the government. It's pretty good,
That was like you did that video, I think like a day or two ago.
Yeah, Apostle Rama, yeah.
That's heavy.
Yeah.
Loud guys.
No, that's the curses though. In Deuteronomy, it says you shall go to your enemy for the want of all things. And so, and like I mentioned earlier at camp, the curses are embedded in our DNA. Right. You can't escape them. I gave an example. Wherever you are in the world, who cares where it is? Shave your beard off and see if your face don't.
For real.
But the prophecy says we shall no more stay upon him that smote us.
Yeah.
So we're not trusting in Esau. We're telling Esau, go fuck yourself. We don't need you.
Back in Revelation 6, verse 8, it says, and I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death.
Yeah, because death is coming. That's the net thing that's coming, death. And like I was saying before, the death angel. And like I said before in our last camp, separate camp, the only people that's making out of America is the elect. That's how much death is going to be in Babylon the Great. And that's what this is talking about, man. Go ahead, brother.
Real quick, this
This is Chronicles chapter, 1 Chronicles chapter 21, verse 15. And the Most High sent an angel unto Jerusalem to destroy it.
Yep.
This is when David numbered Israel. And the Lord gave him 3 choices, and he said, you know what? All right, well, I'm going to go with the pestilence killing the people. It says, and the Most High sent an angel unto Jerusalem to destroy it. And as he was destroying, the Lord, Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, beheld, and he repented him of the evil, and said to the angel that destroyed, it is enough. Stay now thine hand. And the angel of the Lord stood by the threshold, the threshing floor of Arnon the Jebusite. And David lifted up his eyes and saw the angel of the Lord stand between the earth and heaven, having drawn a sword in his hand stretched forth.
These people are getting ready to fear the Most High.
Right.
How many? You read that story? You just reading it. How many Israelites were put to death?
80,000. No, 70,000.
185,000.
85,000. 185,000 Syrians that were put to death by one angel. This one angel killed 85,000. Why didn't the angel kill more than 85,000?
Told him to relax. Like
Most High had to take that damn thing.
Pull it back.
And the same thing happened with Ezekiel 9 and 4. The Most High had to put his spirit on the angel, because the angel said, go ahead and kill him. So, okay.
Like a Terminator,
And then the Most High saying, chill out. I need it. You know? So when the angels get in their spirit, bro, that's it, man. That's it. That's why it says in Revelation 12, and there was no place found in heaven. Right. When the Yahawashi and the angels come down with Michael, they come in to fuck shit up. After the war is done with, ain't gonna be no Edomite planes no more, man. Yeah. Remember, we're down to months, man.
In the book of Sirach, chapter 39, 28 verse 39, when it says,
this is Sirach 39 and verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sword strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force, and appease the wrath of him that made them. Going into them spirits, definitely.
Come on now.
This is Jeremiah 25, verse 33. Jeremiah 25, verse 33. And the slain of the Lord Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, shall be at that day from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. They shall not be lamented, neither gathered nor buried. They shall be dung upon the ground.
God is all love, though, bro. Come on, let's go. Revelation 6.
Revelation 14 and 20. It says, and the wine press.
He said Revelation 6.
He said Revelation 6, bro.
You got a precept? What's that? Precept?
Bring on your precept.
Okay.
Bring on your precept, quick.
Come on, man. Read that precept, brother. Precept that, son.
Revelation 14 and 20. It says, and the winepress was trodden down without the city, and the blood came out of the winepress, even unto the horses' bridles.
That's an oldie but goodie. We used to bring that out back in the day on 44th and Broadway. That's old.
Read that again real quick. Give me an illustration.
Yeah.
Read it.
Revelation 14 and 20. It says, and the winepress was trodden without the city, and blood came out of the winepress, even unto the horses' bridles, by the space of 1,600 furlongs.
What is a wine press? Anybody? What's a wine press?
It's crushed grapes in.
When they mash the grapes in, it's like a big, almost like a bucket. So how do they get the blood, which is the juice of the grapes? They got to stomp it. So what's the illustration there? But what's the illustration there? The angels, the Lord came down and did what?
Stomp it.
What does it say in Isaiah 63? Had blood, or the blood was the grapes. So he's gonna come. Stomp it. which is parabolic. It's not, you know, like the lake of fire is hell forever. Come on now.
The laser beams, they're going to be stomping.
The laser beams,
Who shall not be beaten the powder before his presence.
There was an episode of I Love Lucy when she was in the thing, shredded.
I thought it was Passion Time.
Nah. Yeah, she was.
Girl, they actually showed it. That's probably on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know?
She was kind of rough.
I got a lot of older
Well, she's a Jake. I believe she's a motherfucker. I'm scared of these niggas.
These motherfuckers keep on this, bro. And Apostle, you know when he stumped Grace, you gotta wear white. And
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
and Yahawashi coming white horse.
Well, that's
Let's go.
Yeah, my bad, bro.
Back in Revelation 6, verse 8. And I looked and beheld, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth.
Meaning a lot of people's gonna go in the grave.
To kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beast of the earth.
And that's what's gonna happen.
Wait a minute. Hold up. What does the fourth part of the earth represent? Come on now. If y'all don't get this one, Okay, why do you say America?
Because there were 3 parts of the earth during that time.
You're right about that.
Yeah.
But how is this the fourth? Is there any documentation of Esau that said that this is the fourth part of the world? Somebody do me a favor. Go to Google and look up fourth part of the world or fourth part of the earth. I'm gonna let it come up. Let the Google speak. Come on. Okay, what does it say? What does it say? Quick.
The New World
Listen
also.
up.
It says, this is Google. The New World also.
Stop. What is the New World?
America.
Why is it called the New World?
Because it's the western part of the world that nobody ever.
Right, because Europe is the old world. Right. The old world, like they'll say, old world style. That means it comes from Europe, right? There's 3 worlds. There's Asia, there's Europe, and Africa. Those are the 3 first worlds, which everybody knew about. Everybody did trade there. Christopher Columbus had to say, we're going to the other side, and they wanted to kill him because they said, nah, man, you're going to fall off the thing. But in that movie, 1492, there was 2 of them. The one with Badu, he talked to the priest. He said, you can get your head chopped off with it. He said, but it's in the scriptures. It's in the book of Ezra. He mentioned the book of Ezra. If you go to YouTube, put that scene in there, it should come up. He mentioned a bunch of different books. He said it's in the book of Ezra, man. And when they were taking over Africa, the old ancient maps during the time of Columbus, Judah's over here, Ephraim's over there, Israel, Levi's over here. So they knew that. So what they do? They said, we got to change some names. We got to change some names, man. Because they're going to figure it out. So you got to go into the ancient maps. If you go to Google, ancient maps of Africa, 1500s, 1600s, say Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Ephraim, and so forth.
I think it says Negro land or something like that.
Negro land is a big land, but then it has Judah, Fort Judah, Wida, the movie, the Woman King. That was the Dahomey Empire. The Dahomey took down who? The Wida Empire. Wida is Judah. Another way of saying Judah.
Real quick, it says, this is a book by Bobby Lester. It says, the fourth part of the world.
That's what I wanted to think.
Right, and then it says, the race to the ends of the earth. And you got a quick
Acts 1:8. But you shall receive power after the Holy Spirit has come upon you, and you shall be witnesses unto me both in Jerusalem and all Judea and Samaria and the uttermost parts of the earth.
Stop. New brother. What does it mean by the uttermost part of the earth? What do you think that means? The uttermost part of the earth. He just read it. It's America. So read that again, brother. Listen good.
Acts 1:8. It says, but you shall receive power after the Holy Spirit.
This is Acts chapter 1, where the angel told the apostles that you're going to get spiritual power. And you're going to preach in this area, Nazareth, Jerusalem, this area, and ultimately the uttermost part of the earth. The uttermost part of the earth is the fourth part of the earth, which you just read. The document, you brought up a document. The uttermost part of the earth is on the other side of the earth. Where did the disciples or the apostles ever get to the other side of the earth?
This
time. So guess what? We're the apostles. I'm not saying I'm Peter or this guy or that guy or Paul or whatever. I don't know who I am. I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are. If you're part of the elect, then you're part of the prophethood. The ones of you that fall off, that's your fucking ass. So it behooves you to stay with this thing, man. Okay? Where am I at? Go ahead.
It says back in Acts 1 and 8, but you shall receive power after the Holy Spirit is come upon you, and you shall be a witness unto me both in Jerusalem and all Judea and in Samaria and the utmost part of the earth.
That's the fourth part of the earth. So let's go back to Revelation 6.
Remember a while back you broke down Canada. It goes back to
Canaan, the fourth part of Canaan.
Right, fourth Canaan.
So this would be like the third part of Canaan. Canada would be the fourth part of Canaan. Yep.
Another land,
Come on, where we at?
Revelation 6 verse 9. And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the sword of the power and for the testimony which they held.
Just like we were saying before, some of us are gonna have to be martyrs for this truth. Some of us that don't take this C-hip, that don't want to follow this devil, we're gonna have to what? Sacrifice our life, but that's gonna be a beautiful thing. Because we go to Revelation 20 and 4 says we're gonna reign with Yahawashi. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, I'm sorry, real quick. You know, you're gonna die, but you're gonna be right back.
You're gonna be right in the chariot with the
Remember,
Lord.
the time up there is way faster than the time down here. So you up there,
and then think about it.
If any of you guys, if any of y'all get picked to get the head chopped off and they got it on film, smile, all right? Smile for them, man.
That might freak them out. That might freak these devils out.
When the head come off, the head, the head rolls and your eyes stay open and you still. If you could do that, you a bad motherfucker, man.
The last words, I'm gonna get you.
Yeah.
See you soon. Oh, man, that's terrifying.
That's the term, laugh in the face of death.
Yeah.
So if you can laugh in the face of death, you got some character on you, man.
Because we ain't living, man. Come on, man.
No, behind. Come on, bring it out. Speak loud.
Revelation chapter 20, verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahawashi and for the word of Yahawah, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Mashiach 1,000 years.
So that's the martyrs.
Let me just say this, and I'm positive you're going to agree with me. This video right here is an automatic classic, another instant classic. Give yourself a hand. Another classic. Instead of calling the AfterCamp class, called the AfterCamp Classics.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna start doing that.
Come on.
The verse.
No. Come on, you.
This is the book of wisdom.
You got it.
This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, and I'm gonna start at 16. I'm gonna start at 16. It says, "For the Lord Himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, and the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of Yahawah, and the dead in Yahawashi and Mashiach shall rise first." And then it says, "Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we be ever with the Lord."
That's right. Next.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17, verse 12. "For fear is nothing else but a betraying of the succors which reason offereth." Which basically means the anticipation of something is worse than the actual event of it actually happening. So anybody that's fearing death, or any man of way which the scriptures say we're going to die, the actual anticipation of it is worse than the actual event of death happening itself. So that's what we got the scriptures for.
Can I send it back there real quick? This is Sirach 41 and verse 3. "Fear not the sentence of death. Remember them that have been before thee, and they that come after. For this is the sentence of the Lord over all flesh." Yep.
Power of balance. This is Luke 9 and verse 27. But I tell you of a truth, there be some standing here which shall not taste of death till they see the kingdom of the Most High. So not everyone's gonna die, man.
Right.
There's a balance.
Right. Let's get back to the Revelation.
Back in Revelations, verse 10.
Come on.
Say you got all the scriptures, apply them scriptures to yourself.
What he would say. And Revelation 6 and 10. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth?
Yeah, because the elect can't wait to come get their hands on Esau, man. So we want, we asking the Lord, like, how long is going to, until we judge, we come down and get these devils back. And when I think about that, I think about 2 Kings, the 15th chapter, when it talks about the Lord actually avenging the blood of his people.
Well, how about Abel? When Cain killed Abel, what's the first thing Abel did? Complain to the Heavenly Father.
You got it? 2 Kings 15? I got a quick precept real quick. Psalms chapter 9 verse 12. When he maketh inquisition for blood, meaning when he asked about someone who was slain, he remembereth them. He forgetteth not the cry of the humble. Which goes into what the apostle mentioned with Abel and links into Revelation 6 chapter.
And get your precept real quick, brother.
Okay, this second edges 15 verse 8. I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. But behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me. The souls, it says, and the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore, thus saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them.
See, and that's exactly, that's the perfect precept for that.
Yep, let's go. Yep. Revelation 6 and 11. Yep. And the white robes were given unto every one of them, and it was said unto them that they should rest for a little season until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled.
Again, we're talking about some of the elect that's going to be here that doesn't want to take the chip. They're going to be the ones to, there's a perfect amount number of the elect that's going to die, that's going to come back, and revenge. The Lord's going to give revenge for them.
And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair.
Now, why was there a big earthquake? Because that's talking about the nuclear missiles, the intercontinental ballistic missiles, which 200 million intercontinental ballistic warheads is going to hit America, man. And that's why, read that again real quick.
And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake.
That's why there was a great earthquake, because of the missiles.
And the sun became black as sackcloth of hair.
The reason why the sun became black, because when you go into the smoke, that's the after effects of those missiles hitting America, is going to cause the sun to be darkened. They call it the nuclear ice age or whatever. That's nuclear winter. Slack it.
I got a precept to go with that.
Yeah.
This is Isaiah chapter 24 verse 20. It says, the earth shall roll to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage. And the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise. Again, it's going into the nuclear missiles hitting this country from that assembly of great nations, from the north to the west, from the west to the north, that's pelting the earth back and forth. So it's going to shock, it's going to shake more of them heavy weapons, them ICBM nuclear missiles, the supersonic and the hypersonic missiles that's going to hit this place.
And the moon became as blood.
Yep, and the moon was blood. It's talking about, like I said, the missiles going to change the sun, the way the sun's going to look, in the moon.
Verse 13, and the stars of heaven fell onto the earth, even as a fig tree.
That's going to the warheads. So the warheads is going to be coming out like the fig tree.
Casting her on tiny figs when she is shaken off a mighty wind.
Yep. And that mighty wind is talking about them intercontinental ballistic missiles and the chariots. That's what the brother read. The earth is going to shake real to and fro like a drunkard.
And the heaven departed as the scroll when it was rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places.
The Lord said, going to shake the earth. You say this. The figs falling from the fig tree in an untimely manner If you lived in the Middle East, sometimes the figs are almost ready to come down. You pick them, but if a wind comes along and knocks the figs off, so it goes with the wind, so it's an arcing. So what John saw was missiles, and he said they look like figs, a wind blowing more off the trees. That's what it meant. Of course, yeah.
Well, the word serious, so they saw it.
Stars falling from heaven because he saw lights coming down on earth. He said, oh, the stars are falling out. Those are missiles.
Verse 15. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains.
Yeah, because they're running from Yahawashi, because Yahawashi's coming after the missiles, man. Yahawashi's coming, Yahawashi and the angels and the elect, the 144,000, simultaneously, you know what? Gonna come get you devils and you Edomites, all right, and all you elites in them bunkers, man. All right, and that's why they were greatly afraid.
Brother, you? What's that whip, man? Come on, brother. What you slinging something? Come on, brother. Now, we gotta watch it. We gotta watch it.
Good.
Verse 16. And said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb.
Yeah, which is what? Yahawah, why Yahawashi? And Yahawashi is coming with all the angels, man. All right? And this is why they're making underground bunkers to hide from him that's coming from the sky, man, which is what? Yahawashi. Which means he's coming, he delivered, he is the deliverer. And who's Yahawashi coming to deliver? The elect of your so-called black Native Americans, which you are the Israelites. Go ahead.
Verse 17. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?
Exactly, because the Lord come back mad, man. Listen, the Lord said, vengeance is in my heart, man. Okay? And the day of my redeemed has come. So the Lord's coming to do two things, which is a balance, all right? The Lord's coming to destroy and deliver.
That was it. We'll be out of here. We're moving quick.
This is Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 14. The great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty men shall cry there bitterly. Esau is mighty men, the military. The voice of the Lord is his prophets, you know. And that great day is the day when Yahawashi cracked them skies, and the Lord put the spirit on these nations to come up against America and destroy this bitch, you know. And that's it, man.